Hello, I'm the Beauty Professor, and you can find my beauty blog at beautyprofessor.com. Happy 2019 to you. In light of the new year, I have taken some time to look back on all of the products that I discussed in 2018, and consequently am excited to bring you my best of 2018 picks. The way that I chose the products that I'm sharing today is as follows. I looked back in my blog for the entire year of 2018, and I chose in most cases one, in some cases two products that I felt were the strongest pieces that I covered for that month, and those are the pieces that you'll see in this video. Additionally, I distilled my favorites from a couple of categories that I'm constantly experimenting with, namely lip products and foundations. And I'll be discussing those choices in those categories, as well as some perennial favorites that don't necessarily fit into the previous categories, but they're products that I use all the time and wanted to make sure I mentioned to you. I truly hope that you had an excellent last year. I know that for me, my year was filled with so many twists and turns, a lot of interesting developments, everything from moving into a new house to going on quite a few international trips to teaching full loads each semester at the college that I work at full time to having a baby daughter who I've introduced to you in the past. There's been so much that's gone on in the last 12 months. My head spins just thinking about it. But ultimately, despite the ups and downs, but mostly ups, I'm deeply grateful for what I experienced. And I hope you can say the same thing about your year. On to my product picks for the best 2018. So for the month of January, I chose the By Terry Lash Expert Twist Brush Mascara. And this is something I've talked about, gosh, every single month since trying it a year ago. I received a press sample when I was in Paris, and I have been using it nonstop ever since. It builds your lashes in the most exquisite way. The brush twists so that you can have a volumizing option as well as a lengthening one, and the formula just stays put. If you haven't yet tried this, I implore you to do so. For the month of February, I want to discuss the Hair Ritual by Sisley line. I chose one product that I use constantly to highlight for this video, but I do really appreciate the entire range. It's not often that a skincare and makeup line comes out with a hair care line, but Sisley did this and they did it so well. I truly enjoy the Precious Hair Care Oil because you can put it on dry hair, you can also put it on wet hair right after showering, and it makes your hair so smooth and nourished and shiny. It's just a beautiful product. If you're looking for a place to start in the Sisley line, and I have all the shampoos and conditioners in my shower regularly, I strongly urge you to try the hair care oil first and then branch out into the other products. For March, I need to discuss the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter.
Unfortunately, the clip that discusses this was lost, but I will say that it serves as a beautiful primer under makeup as well as a top foundation to provide you with a stunning glow that looks like no other highlighter I have in my collection. My mom wears it as foundation. I wear it as everything else. Try it. And shade number 4 is perpetually sold out, but I have found it and just reordered it on the Charlotte Tilbury site, so I'll make sure to link to it below.
For the month of April is the Decorte Dip and Glow Luminizer. I love the entire Decorte line, which came stateside over a year and a half ago, but the product that I use the most is this luminizer, which is so portable. I love the packaging. It's also a colorless pearl finish that just adds a dewy touch of luminosity to the skin, but it's very subtle. So if you're kind of concerned about an overt highlighter, this is a beautiful place to start, and it is completely makeup bag and travel friendly. For the month of May, I want to share the Augustinus Bader Rich Cream. I've talked about this cream in so many posts. It has been my chief skincare for the last 12 months, and I deeply appreciate that it is a formula that kind of stands on its own. You can use it in tandem with other products, but for me, especially with all of the changes this year, I've been using it by itself and my skin has never been better. So I just put 2 pumps on in the morning and 2 on at night, and I get really even, really healthy skin that's got a dewy bounce to it. It also, of course, has anti-aging properties. It's unscented. It's great for sensitive skin, and I'll make sure to link to a more comprehensive review for you if you're interested in reading about it. But it has been my cream on the daily. The month of June is the Givenchy Healthy Glow Powder in shade number 4, which is a true rich brown bronzer. I use it to gently sculpt and contour as well as to add warmth all over the face. The texture is super finely milled and silky, not evident on the skin. It just looks so natural, and yet definitely perfects your complexion. You can see it's received a lot of wear, and yet there's a lot in the pan, so I intend to continue using this compact until I run out. For the month of July, I want to show you the Hourglass Scattered Light Glitter Eyeshadows. Don't let the word glitter make you concerned. Yes, this formula is highly reflective, but I would say that the luminosity is still very smooth rather than chunky and glittery. I love the shade Blaze, which is a gorgeous coppery rose, and wear that frequently, as well as the shade Foil, which is a stunning gold. You can apply them with your finger, apply them with a brush, wear them over powders. They're super versatile and very compact. And while there are 5 shades that I use frequently, I did want to show you 2 of my favorites also today. For July is the Clé de Peau Radiant Corrector for Eyes. I've shown you this in videos before. I'll certainly link to swatches of all of the shades in the range, but I wear the shade Almond, and this is a slightly lighter version of the cult classic Clé de Peau concealer. I sweep it under my orbital region to brighten up darkness. It doesn't settle into fine lines once you just kind of dab it in with a beauty blender, which is how I prefer to apply it. I find that it stays in place all day without creasing. It's an exquisite formula, especially for the under eye region, though you can also use it as a touch-up on your face throughout the day. So this little gem is always in my makeup. For the month of August, I want to share the Chantecaille Lip Veil formula. It launched with a range of shades, and I'm showing you a couple of brighter shades today. This is Oleander, which is a stunning fuchsia pink, and here's Elderberry, which is a very deep kind of aubergine oxblood wine melange. The lip veils are weightless, though they do impart impressive color payoff, and they're super moisturizing. They're everything you would expect from Chantecaille, which always releases beautiful formulations, and I can't wait to continue playing with the shades in this range. But if you are a bold color lover, Oleander and Elderberry are a fantastic place to start. For September, I want to show you the Dior blush in Charnel, which is a gorgeous kind of russet brown meets rose. You can use it as a bronzer, contour, and blush, which is why I picked this color to show you. And this is a new formulation from Dior. It's just beautiful and I think universally flattering, which is a reason I included it in this video. Although technically these didn't launch until later in the fall, I worked hard on formulating this other product pick in the month of September, and that is the Christian Audet Beauty Professor lip color collaboration. I've shown you these in videos. I'm actually wearing some of the Go Lightly on my lips right now. And all 3 of these shades I keep in my purse and wear daily. I am so proud of how they turned out. And for me, not only are they a best of, even if I hadn't created them, but certainly on a personal note, they are a best of achievement for Beauty Professor as well. So I can't say enough good things about how these turned out, and I hope you've had a chance to try them. For the month of October, I'm sharing the La Mer Luminous Lifting Cushion Foundation. I wear it in shade 23, which is Warm Bisque. I picked this up in New York and am really pleased with its overall performance. There are a lot of cushions on the market right now, but I feel like this one is very quick and fuss-free. You can apply a single coat and get really good medium coverage right off the top, but it still looks like skin, and it wears throughout the day flawlessly. So I've worn it for long days of travel and find that it just stays in place. You don't need to touch it up. It's probably, without question, my favorite base formula from La Mer. For the month of November, the Natasha Denona Gold Palette is one of my picks. You can see it's been well used. Definitely the products that I show you in these videos have all been tested extensively, and such is the case with this one. I love a good gold eye, and this one has a few other interesting shades thrown in for good measure, especially this kind of peacock blue and some of these more neutral mattes that lean slightly warm but aren't gold. So all in all, this palette I think is universally flattering. If you haven't tried a Natasha Denona palette, but you do like this color family, I think this is an excellent place to start. The fallout is minimal to none, and the lasting power is impressive. Also in November, I've chosen the Westman Atelier Super Loaded Tinted Highlight in the shade Peau de Pêche, which is the only shade in this formula available right now. When I originally ordered this, I thought it was a powder, much to my surprise and delight. It's a cream, it is tinted, and it does create a bouncy glow on the skin. I use it daily. I love the fact that it adds a warmth to my skin rather than kind of an icy flash of light. And I put it down the bridge of my nose, a little bit in my forehead, on my upper cheekbones, down to my chin. It just gives your skin an extra something. And even though it's tinted, I do suspect that it will work on all skin tones. Finally, for December, I want to show you the Lawless The One eyeshadow palette. I'm a huge fan of the Lawless brand in general. The lip color, the foundation, just lovely. This is a super clean palette in terms of ingredients, so if that's your focus, this is a great option for you. And it's designed to be the only palette you need for a myriad of eye looks that you might want to create. Certainly, it leans on the warmer side, but there is a nice collection of mattes and satins / shimmers. That's hard to say. And even in this corner here, you've got some cooler pink tones. I'm wearing a blend of a few of these shadows. I'm wearing Obsessed and Complicated and Cutie and Baby on my eyes right now with a little bit of crushing thrown in for good measure. It's just a great all-around palette. Certainly lives up to its name of being an all-inclusive eyeshadow option. On to 11 foundations I invite you to consider trying in 2019. I'll make sure to link to my reviews of all of these, and also I have swatches of these particular shades on my blog. There's the Kosas Tinted Face Oil, lightweight, green ingredients, and incredibly impressive coverage for being a tinted face oil. Then, of course, the classic La Prairie Skin Caviar. I've used it for years. I'll continue to use it for years. It is a lovely all-around skincare benefit-infused foundation of luxurious proportions. Also in the luxury category is the Suku Extra Rich Glow. I wear this in shade 203 and I have it on my face right now. It's a lovely cream formula that lasts all day. Once you apply it, it's not going anywhere, and it does add hydration. And then there's the Clé de Peau Radiant Cushion Foundation, another favorite cushion foundation in my rotation. I wear it in shade 030, and it's lightweight. It does work really well for light medium coverage and just gives a beautiful glow. I'm also really impressed by the Westman Atelier foundation stick. I can wear it in shade 4 and 8, depending on the time of year. It's buildable coverage with a skin finish that's incredibly flattering. Then there is the Covendo My Fanchi Aqua Foundation. I like it in shade 143 for most of the year. I have swatches of all shades on my blog, but it's a beautiful medium coverage foundation with a subtle glow that looks great on all skin types. Then the Giorgio Armani Neo Nude Powder, which can be worn as a foundation for me. It's buildable, it's really lightweight, but it gives your skin an extra something that's really lovely. Another clean and green foundation is the Lawless Woke Up Like This foundation. I wear it in shade Sahara, but I do have swatches of all of the shades in the range, and there's a lot. And it's a great full coverage, so you only need a little bit, with a slightly dewy finish foundation that lasts all day. It's received rave reviews this year, and I think it's a beautiful launch from Lawless. A classic in my routine is the Face Atelier Ultra Foundation. I wear it in shade 6, and it never ceases to impress me for its longevity, its skin finish, and its portability. If you have not tried the Face Atelier line, consider doing so. It's fantastic and doesn't get talked about enough, in my opinion. Finally, another marvelous green line is Gressa Skin. This is the Minimalist Corrective Foundation, and I wear it in shade 3.5 and half for years. It is impeccable in terms of ingredients and gives you medium to full coverage that looks so velvety on the skin. Yes, I'm a foundation file, but I'm also a lip balm and lip serum lover. So I'm always trying new things, and I have quite a few formulas lying around in rotation in my house. One is the Audacity Adventuring Lip Serum, and this one has an adventuring stone applicator that feels incredible, and the ingredients allow for major hydration and a little bit, even though it's not tinted, it kind of delivers a rosy glow to your lips. I think it's increasing circulation. Wow. Then there is the classic Orleans Paris Magnificent Lip Balm. This is at bedside for me. I put it on every night because it does have a little bit of stickiness in the best possible way, meaning it stays on my lips all night. It doesn't slide off. My lips are so much more hydrated in the morning, and it's one of those formulas that I think can be worn by both men and women, and with great success. Every day I'm also applying the Clé de Peau Lip Serum. This is something I was introduced to this year, and my only regret is that I didn't try it sooner. It's a serum, a creamy serum that totally transforms your lips in terms of texture and hydration levels. It also wears beautifully under lip color. I feel like this is a really luxurious lip option that delivers results. Next is the By Terry Baume de Rose Lait Stick Lip Care. This is Baume de Rose in a stick form, which is so portable you don't need to put your finger in a pot, but you get the same exact formula for your lips. It smells divine. It's so quintessential Terry, and it moisturizes in a single swipe. So I always have this lipstick nearby. And then finally, the Guerlain Kiss Kiss Lip Lift, which is a fantastic lip primer. It does fill in fine lines and wrinkles and also set your lips for lip color to come. So it doesn't deliver any color, and it does offer a touch of hydration, but more than all of that, it's designed to be a precursor to your lip color, and it really does extend longevity. On to my perennial favorites. So originally I started off with a list of 10, but as I was going through my daily routine in my head, that list of 10 got a lot closer to 20. I'm going to talk about these very quickly because I don't want this video to be too long. First off is Tom Ford Golden Peach. This eyeshadow is stunning on all skin tones. Obviously, I use it a lot. It's got a corresponding powder that sets the cream and it stays in place. You don't ever think about it again once you apply it. I've run through 5 of these. I have another 2 on backup. I hope it's never discontinued. Next is the Surratt Beauty Artistique Cheek Brush. I also love the highlight brush. They are my 2 face brushes every single day. I have 2 sets of them, one that I keep in my bathroom, one in my makeup bag. Truly, I don't think there is any better brush for applying bronzer, blush, even highlighter than these brushes. They're super soft. The Charlotte Tilbury Bronze and Glow. I wear it in the darker shade, the medium dark, and I use the highlight, which is too dark as a highlighter for me, as a persimmon toned blush. This is one of my go-to cheeks during the week. I've shown it to you in videos before. So good. Then there is the Skin Ink Tri-Light. I love this light device because it's all-inclusive. You have the blue light, the red light, and yellow light. So you get all of the skincare benefits that you're looking for in a light device, as well as some microcurrent in the center here. If you're going to invest in one light device, my suggestion is to start here. Then there's the Kogendo Gloss Film Powder. I am on my 3rd compact of this. I use it to set my makeup at times, also as a touch-up, and it does have enough coverage to serve as a light foundation as well. It's just a fantastic all-around powder with no powdery fallout. Then, for fragrance, the Maison Francis Coq de Jean Baccarat Rouge. I guess the fact that this is an empty bottle tells you everything you need to know about why I love it. I need to get a new one soon. I also use the travel sprays, but I will be getting a new one to just keep in my room. It smells like nothing else, and every single time I wear it and go in public, someone asks me what I'm wearing. From Laura Mercier, I want to show you the Secret Camouflage. This is probably my 6th or 7th compact of this since I started wearing makeup years ago. It is the concealer for me to cover blemishes or dark spots, and it stays in place once it's set. It's a little drier, but that is to its benefit in terms of longevity. Next is a pair of lip color options that I have used for years, and I even have these on underneath Go Lightly. It's the Sisley Paris Fido Lip Twist in Sugar, which is a perfect baby pink and packed with hydration, along with the Clé de Peau Radiant Liquid Lip Rouge in Lingerie, number 11. If I had to travel the world, I would grab my Christian Audette lipsticks and these 2 and be set for life. Next is the Orbe Run Through Detangling Primer. I'm like down to here on this one. I have another one on backup and I'm grateful. My hair gets very tangled, especially underneath. Can any of you relate? That being said, this is what alleviates those tangles every single time I spray it on after showering. It helps me to brush through it, and it also provides some smoothness so that my hair gets less tangled over time when I use this. It works without weighing my hair down. Then I want to show you the Nude Envy eyeshadows. These are new. I've linked to some swatches of them below, but two that I have on constant repeat are Desire and Beguile. Desire is kind of a peachy nude, and Beguile is a beautiful luminous champagne pearl. And I love that Nude Envy has branched out into eyeshadows. They also have beautiful lip colors, but here are two of the shadows I use. Then, speaking of shadow, I adore the Estee Lauder Golden Goddess palette. This is lightweight, travel friendly, and gives you a beautiful rosy neutral eye option. You can take it all the way to something darker and smokier. The color payoff is sublime, the pigmentation is wonderful, and it lasts all day without creasing. Speaking of creasing, we don't want your makeup to crease, and I use the Tatcha Silk Canvas to help with that. This is a priming balm that just blurs away your pores and gives you a subtle, soft matte finish. I have it on right now under my foundation, and I'm so happy and impressed. The only wish I have for this is that it came in a smaller size as well, so you could throw it in your purse, because this is pretty weighty and large. So Tatcha, if you're watching, please make a smaller, more portable one as well. And I love the Galactic Skin Glow. This is in the shade Moonlight. I use it all the time. It's a very interesting cream texture that disappears into nothing on the skin, but still adds a very subtle gloss. It looks like natural dewy skin, and this one has a champagne and kind of peachy pink option. Then a lip color that's a little different than what I normally wear is the Pat McGrath Lip Trance in Christy, which I did get from my beautiful friend Sabrina of Beauty Lookbook. Thank you, Sabrina. This was a gift, and it is a gorgeous matte pigmented kind of dusty rose that is really interesting with maybe a golden eye or a nude eye. Great color. And then I love the Zelens Lip Enhancer in the shade Natural, which is a transparent coral pink that gives you hydration like a lip balm, but also adapts to your pH to give you a wash of very subtle color. And for brows, I'm either using the Tom Ford Fiber Brow Gel, which I talk about all the time, in Chestnut, or the Grand Brow Fill in the dark shade. Both are a part of my rotation daily. For blush, I recently picked up the Hourglass Ambient Blush in Mood Exposure and love it for the apples of my cheeks. It gives you kind of a luminous lavender effect, and this is the travel size, which I bought one for my mom as well. We both love it. But I think it's one of those universally flattering shades, so if you're looking for a place to start with the glorious Hourglass blushes, this Mood Exposure shade is marvelous. And then my last perennial are these Slip Silk Scrunchies. I have multiples all over the house. They hold your hair nicely, but also don't pull it out when you take them out. It's so gentle on your hair, no breakage whatsoever. Well worth the investment. If you've made it to this point in the video, thank you for hanging in there with me. I always intend to make my videos succinct, and then as I start planning it out and talking about the products, I realize it always ends up being more extensive than I intend. That being said, hopefully this video has exposed you to some new products, or maybe solidified your feelings about products that you've been using and loving. I would love to know what has stood out to you, and I certainly welcome your questions and your comments, as well as your suggestions for videos in the new year. Thank you so much for being a loyal subscriber. It means a great deal to me to know that you're on the other side of this camera, and I always cherish your feedback. So please leave questions and comments below. I wish you the very best 2019 and look forward to spending it with you guys. And also, don't forget to visit me at Beauty Professor, which can be found at beautyprofessor.com. Take care.